Hey guys, welcome to Acadicus VFX, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do a simple muzzle flash, and here it is. Now this technique is really simple. I'll be providing you a link to my free muzzle flash pack in the description, and we will be using one paid product today, and that is NC Cinema's muzzle flash pack. Now I'm not being sponsored by these people. This pack is just so amazing for a cheap $20. You can get somewhere around 30 muzzle flashes and 20 ricochets, and I thought this was a pretty good deal, so let's just jump right in. I'll be providing a link to the source footage also that I used for this, and just gonna drag that right in. And if you scroll through this, you can see my terrible acting, but you're just gonna want to go to this first frame right here. This is the technique I always use. So whenever the kick is coming up for the gun, and you can start to see the motion blur. So right before the motion blur is when the flash usually starts. So what we're gonna do is go right here. This is if you're on Windows. Control Shift D. It's gonna split the layer. You're gonna move forward one frame. Control Shift D again. That little thing in the middle. Delete it. Now you're gonna notice there's gonna be this little black gap. You're just gonna move this piece of footage over, and it will now be 1, and what that will do is kind of make that kick seem a little bit more powerful. You can see right here, that's what it kind of looks like. It makes that kick look very powerful and more realistic without the need of like a real gun or something like that. So after you have that fake kick simulated, this is the time to bring in the muzzle flash. As you've noticed, these muzzle flashes that I provided are pretty dull, and they need some work. So we're gonna get into all that in just a second. So you're gonna want to kind of scale this down, bring it over. Sometimes you can turn the opacity down, kind of position it, and you can turn the opacity back up, and then set the blending mode to add. After that, you're probably gonna want to add a glow. And usually, not usually, always, you're gonna under glow, you're gonna want to go down to glow colors, A and B colors, and you're gonna want to set them both to like this fiery orange. I call it battlefield orange because it's like their lens flares and stuff. But and then you're just gonna turn the radius a little bit up, turn that threshold down, turn that intensity up. Sometimes it just gets really intense, and you can turn that threshold down even more, or turn it up. You get a more realistic look either way. And then you're going to want to duplicate that layer, go to the bottom one, and you want to leave the glow there, and then you're going to want to add a blur. You're going to want to go to Effect, Blur and Sharpen, and Fast Blur, and you're going to turn that way up. Now what this is going to do is this is going to create like kind of like a realistic light simulation, and later in the tutorial we're going to be covering some advanced lighting with the hands and stuff. So, and then we have this done, you're gonna want to add some smoke. Now, I'm sorry you had to pay for this, but this pack is worth it, guys. This is some serious shizzle. I mean, like I'm saying, these muzzle flashes are thebomb.com. That's all I'm saying. So you're wanting to drag your muzzle flash over your clip, under all that, and you're gonna notice it's gonna have a black background. You're going to want to trim it, and then you're going to want to go, and if all this isn't showing right here, you can just click this little thing right here. If you're in this, just click and it should be right here. So on the smoke layer, you're going to want to set it to screen or add if your preferred blending mode, and you're going to want to scale this up to about a realistic muzzle flash size, which is probably right there. Turn both these back on and we can RAM preview this. It's not looking so bad, guys. It's looking pretty good. So we're almost done with this tutorial. I know already, right? So you have your two footage layers. Because we split them in half, they're now two separate clips. You're going to want to right click with your mouse and click pre-compose, and you can name this to footage or whatever. So now that it's all one clip, right when the muzzle flash hits, we're going to click Control D or Command D on Mac. You're going to click Alt and left bracket to trim to there, and then go forward with page down 1, 2. Then you want to do the alt trick again, and that gives you 2 frames of that. Then you're going to want to click on this footage layer again and then click add. You're going to notice it's going to get super bright, but we're not done yet. Then you're going to go to effect, stylize glow, and we're going to go to A and B colors like we did earlier. We're going to set both of these to that fiery orange blaze again. After that's done, you're going to want to turn the radius up on this. You notice everything starts getting orange. Turn the threshold down. Turn the intensity up. Now you're going to start getting this intense orange glow. Alright, so cool. So once you have that intense orange glow, you're going to click on your footage layer, make sure it's selected, and you're going to start using the mask or ellipse tool. Start cutting out areas to where light would be hitting our guy. Probably one right here too. And then now you have your 3 masks, and they look pretty bad. So you're going to want to feather them each separately to their own kind of little whatever, like, you know what I mean. Like, some areas need to be feathered more than the other ones do. And feather that. And the final trick of the day, you're going to want to click T for opacity, click the stopwatch, move forward twice, turn that to 0. Boom. Finished muzzle flash effect. Now last thing is for sound effects. There's a guy named Creatrix VFX, and I'll link his channel in the description. I'm not sponsored by him either. He has some pretty gnarly Beretta M9 sound effects. I'll put a link in the description. You need to check him out. These sound effects are pretty rad, dude. So that concludes this tutorial. I hope you guys had a fun time, and see you later.